Welcome to another episode of Panoma Perspectives. I am Mindy Gibbons-Klein, founder of Panoma Press, and I'm here with one of our authors today, Patricia Seabright. Hello, Patricia.
Hi, Mindy.
Patricia, tell everybody who you are and what you're up to in the world.
Okay. Well, so I am a consultant specializing in helping people and organizations present, persuade, and sell. This is my own business, which I've had for nearly 20 years now. And prior to that, I had a background in sales leadership.
Yeah. So the book that you've brought out, She Said, you may show it if you like, since we're on video. She Said, very powerful, very striking cover. I know it had a great launch. Tell us about the book, because Panoma is all about books that change lives. And I know this book, it does have the capacity to change many lives in a very big way.
Yeah, now it came out of a frustration from my career of seeing very many brilliant women feeling like they really didn't want to speak out, either in presentations or meetings. And some of those who did, finding it really hard to be heard, feeling like they were wading through treacle to try and make their voice heard. So yes, I wanted to write a book that first of all helped people understand why they might feel that way, why it's hard, why they might feel that they really don't want to. Because quite often when I ask people why they don't want to, they don't know. So first half of the book is about awareness, and the second half of the book is very much about tips, approaches, techniques to help people really be heard.
Yes.
And I think it's important that women, particularly who tend not to be heard, need to have a voice in the world. And it's important to them as well, because if they don't, it'll impact their career negatively. So getting good at this area, this skill set, it can really make a difference, can change people's lives and their careers.
Yes, I've heard you sharing on another interview some really interesting stats. It was about women in sales. And if I recall the numbers, you've said that there aren't that many women in sales anyway, 30% or so. And then by the time we get to the senior positions, how many are still?
19%. And that's actually not so you know, the number of people in entry-level jobs is usually 50-50 at the beginning, so sales is lower than that, but the average for all women by the time it gets to board is 21%, according to the McKinsey stats. So there's a huge drop-off of women as they go up the management levels, and that has to change.
Yes, well, I know there's been numerous reports and studies and initiatives, and many of our friends are part of this. And it's the right thing to do, to level the playing field, not tokenism. But that's for another time. We've got time for some tips. So I know you have plenty. If you have one or two quick tips for people listening and watching, what would they be?
I think I could sum it up by saying, just be heard. Refuse to be silenced. So when we think about that in a meeting context, apparently women are interrupted 3 times more than men. So find a way to deal with that. In my book, there's various techniques and phrases and very practical tips. Sometimes we talk about this whole gender balance thing in the abstract. What I wanted to do is make it really tangible about how you address some of these things. So don't be silenced. Come back. Don't just not come back on your point. Come back to your point and find a way to stop people interrupting you. Words and phrases that work for you. And finally, on the be heard thing, if you have an opportunity to speak on a podcast, in a presentation, on a meeting, don't go, oh, I'm not quite ready. I don't think I will. I'm not sure. Do it.
Oh.
Just do it.
That is great. Thank you. And in the Panoma Perspectives, okay, so we've been working really hard to get more female authors published. This has been our goal for the past 10 years. And we have achieved, I think we've achieved complete equity. I think we were at 60% female
Wow.
last year or the year before, so that overcompensating. But that, so that's a great thing. And they're not being shy to step up for these. So thank you. I'm going to put you on the spot here. And I don't know if you'd be willing to share one of those magic phrases to, if you get interrupted, had to come back? Is there something you can think of?
Well, I like, one of my favorites is, whoa, hold on a minute, I haven't got to the good bit yet.
Ah, I love it. I love it. I'll have to remember that one. Oh, this is great.
You can't, I've actually got a t-shirt of this now as well, but you can't beat the new vice president, can you? I'm speaking.
Well, we're not political on this show, but yes, that is memorable. And so is, whoa, hold on a minute, I haven't got to the good bit yet. But we've got to the good bit, and we've actually got to the end of this episode, so sadly. But you can find Patricia Seabright online and her company, Archimedes, and you can find She Said in all good bookstores and online. And I just want to thank you, Patricia, for sharing your insights and yourself with us today.
Thank you, Mindy, my pleasure.